Talk about the Book of Enoch and the Book of Daniel and some of the stuff in. So, for those of you who keep asking, the Book of Enoch is a pseudepigrapha. What is a pseudepigrapha? A pseudepigrapha is a false writing. So, the Book of Enoch was written in the 2nd century by somebody pretending to be Enoch. So, you guys already know that Enoch was not a historical person. Enoch did not even exist. It's pretty hard for somebody to write a book if they never even existed. But secondly, if you do think that Enoch existed, the Book of Enoch was not written until the 2nd century BC, not 2nd century AD, 2nd century BC. So that would have been thousands of years after the original Enoch already lived. So then, when you get to the Book of Daniel is proposed to have been written in the 6th century BCE, so around the 500s BC. And the Book of Daniel, for those of you guys who do not know, the Book of Daniel was written in the at least chapter 7 to 12 was written in the middle of the 2nd century BC. So it was written around 164 BC. Why am I bringing all this up? What does any of this have to do with anything? So, the prophecies in the Book of Daniel, chapter 7 to 12, are not legitimate prophecies. Those prophecies are pseudepigrapha. Those prophecies are false writings. Those prophecies in Daniel chapter 7 to 12 was written by somebody pretending to be Daniel. They used Daniel's name as a pseudonym, and so the prophecies in Daniel chapter 7 to 12 are fake. The messianic expectations in the Book of Enoch are fake. They're not real. They're false. So how can you still be a Christian? How can you be a Christian and know this stuff? Because I'm a Christian and this stuff just doesn't faze me. So when you look at the Hebrew Bible, specifically when you look at the Exodus account, a lot of the plagues in the Exodus account, or not a lot, I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to say some of the plagues in the Exodus account, they mirror plagues in a writing called the Ipuwer Papyrus. Now, the Ipuwer Papyrus is a apocalyptic text that predates the Exodus by like 1,000 years, something like that. And the Ipuwer Papyrus are a bunch of apocalyptic propaganda, social prophecies about if Egypt went through a social collapse, what might that look like? And what you see when you look through the Exodus account is that God, when he does these miracles in Egypt, these miracles, they line up with the Ipuwer Papyrus. So what I'm saying is, when you read the book of Exodus, God, the God of Israel, is fulfilling Egyptian prophecy about how the world would end, or how their world would end to them. God is fulfilling Egyptian prophecy. God is fulfilling prophecy that a lot of you guys today would say those prophecies are false, or those gods are false, those writings are false, right? You guys will say that those writings are false writings. And so what it looks like is when God when Jesus is fulfilling prophecy, Jesus is not fulfilling like a strict checklist. Like Jesus is not, the way how prophecy works in the ancient world, prophecy is not a strict checklist where you check off the boxes for prophecy. And also, it is irrelevant whether or not these prophecies are legitimate writings or not. The only thing that seems to matter is that, are these prophecies that are known by the community or not? I call it prophecy by community. So it's not a problem that the book of Daniel is pseudepigrapha, or at least chapter 7 and 12. It's not a problem that the book of Enoch is pseudepigrapha. What matters is that the community, right, the people, right, they all were aware of these prophecies. And that's the only thing that matters. And God knows that, obviously. So God is using, right, the knowledge of the community, and he's fulfilling these prophecies according to what the community knows. Prophecy by community. Whether these books are legitimate or not, whether they're pseudepigrapha or not, it doesn't seem like God cares. The only thing that God cares about is, does the community know about these prophecies or not? And if they do know about these prophecies, he brings these things to pass. That's why God can fulfill prophecy in the Emperor Papyrus. God can fulfill prophecy through the Zoroastrian Avesta. God can fulfill prophecy in the pseudepigrapha Book of Enoch. God can fulfill prophecy in the Book of Daniel, whether Daniel chapter 7 to 12 is pseudepigrapha or not. Because whether or not this stuff is pseudepigrapha, the community knows about it and it doesn't matter. Like I said again, prophecy by community. And I've seen a lot of people lose their faith over this stuff. Or, I talked to one guy the other day. He said this was the reason why he lost his faith. And when you don't understand how prophecy in the ancient Near East was viewed, you are going to lose your faith. And maybe some of you deserve to lose your faith because you guys haven't done the studies to look into this stuff a little bit deeper. But yeah, Daniel chapter 7 to 12 from the data, 7 to 12 is pseudepigrapha, Enoch pseudepigrapha, even some of Paul's letters is pseudepigrapha. And it don't seem like God cares. The only thing that God cares about is this common knowledge in the community? And if the community knows about this, then it's okay. Then we can get into Pesherim. I'm gonna do another video on Pesherim and Pesher for those of you guys who don't know what Pesher is and how, like the disciples are using Pesher, and that's okay. If you guys do not know about any of this stuff, or if you guys want to know more about this stuff I'm talking to you guys about, definitely go to the link in my bio and get my books, Secrets of the Bible from the East. If you have not gotten my books, you need to get those if you want to learn about the cultural context of what your Bible actually means. The link to my books is in my bio. Definitely grab those. All right, guys, I'm off here. I got to go. My next video I'll probably make on Pesher and Pesherim, answering objections that some of you guys have probably never heard of, or maybe you guys heard about this stuff. But these things, Daniel, Enoch, some of Paul's letters, pseudepigrapha, and God doesn't seem like he cares. He don't care if this stuff is pseudepigrapha. It's all right. It is okay.